Mm-hmm. What was the difference? Just our defense. The way this team's been playing, to hold them to 100 points and not one 30-point quarter was the difference to me. I mean, you look at Chris and Book. We needed those guys to offensively carry us tonight. We didn't shoot the ball well at all. 41 from the field, and we only generated 23s. That's not typical for us. A lot of it was early. We were giving up extra possessions as they were offensive rebounding. But our defense tonight, especially against their go-to plays, they got a couple of sets where they try to get Towns a three at the top. If you saw the game against Golden State, like that was pretty much the shot that won them the game. I thought our guys were locked in the second half for sure, in the middle third. And so if you ask me why we won tonight, it was the defense. I'm sure we all expect to see these offensive explosions when you have Kevin and Book and Chris and D.A., and the shooters we have. But to be able to have that in your tool bag, that kind of defense, I think is something that we need.
Started the game when Kevin was in the corner and looked like you guys were running out of action with the other four. Maybe just take me through that as far as they haven't worked on that.
Nah, wasn't anything. It wasn't like we were using him as a decoy. It was, we were just trying to get some type of offensive rhythm. The ball wasn't moving. We were just, running one action shot. When he was in the corner, it was just out of, flattening out the defense. But we try to play with him, Book, and Chris in the middle third at the elbow. That's what we've done since I've been here. There were opportunities to do that. When he was in the corner, it wasn't anything on purpose. I didn't say, Kevin, go to the corner or anything like that. It just happened.
How would you assess his play overall?
I mean, if you look at the shooting numbers, you're like, that's not Kevin. It's his fourth time playing in who knows how long. I mean, you guys would probably know. But I think the way he stayed with it, when he hit the three in the third quarter, like that's Kevin. He's not going to run from those types of shots. And I thought he battled on both ends. I think his cardio's got to get back to the level where he wants it. Once he gets that, you'll see, the Kevin that we all know. So I don't want to grade. I thought his competitive edge was there tonight, and I thought he just hung in there. And then at the end, he was in the corner, and Chris and Book and D.A. were in the middle third playing. Like, that's something that we can go to. If you put Kevin in the corner, nobody wants to leave him. If you do, he's going to knock that shot down.
You mentioned the defense. How about those hustle plays for some of those second chance boards,
Yeah.
Josh and Torrey?
They were phenomenal. Josh, his ability to make plays, I thought the offensive rebound miss that he had was just a freak play, but defensively, on the ball, forcing Edwards away from the screen was something that we wanted to do tonight. And he and Torrey, just from fronting in the post to getting over screens to 50-50 balls, I thought those guys were phenomenal. Deflections, that's the kind of stuff that allows for you to win games like this when you don't shoot the ball well.
How'd you like the balance with Chris playmaking for others like we've seen, but also looking for his shot quite a bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Chris has to be Chris. As I've said before, he's probably sacrificed more than anybody getting off the ball. Tonight we needed him with the ball, the way they were playing in pick and roll tonight, and I thought he did a really good job. I thought the bounce pass to D.A. for the dunk out of the timeout was textbook Chris. He just read the defense and just waited long enough to draw the big. I think it was Gobert, and got D.A. at the basket. Like, that's signature Chris.
Did Kevin seem a little frustrated early to you at all?
I'm sure he did. I mean, he is used to making every shot. I mean, he just doesn't miss. If you watch him in practice, in his warm-ups and his workouts, he doesn't miss a lot of shots. So he's a rare breed. He's one of the few guys that feels like he should make every single shot. And, my job is to encourage him when he doesn't, because there's more to his game than just offense, even though he's one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen. So, yeah, I'm sure he was, because he wants to make every shot.
To your point, he missed 30, out of all that's 30 for a game. So that has a lot to do with all the things you were talking about.
Yeah, I think there's a level of rhythm, cardio, finding, where you belong and on the team, offensive rhythm, defensive rhythm. Like there's a lot going on, and when you just jump out there and get with a group that's been playing together for a while, it could take you a minute to find your flow. But those 3 games that he did play before his ankle injury, we saw it. We just didn't see it as much tonight. So I think it's something that we'll get to here quickly.
So the
54 points in the paint, is that a product of everything you're talking about? That's a lot more than you usually get?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't give us a lot of threes, so you got to capitalize on the paint opportunities. So if we're not going to generate threes, and we didn't tonight, I'm glad we had opportunities in the paint.
With the doubles on Towns, how would you assess the rotation?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, you look at the score, that's something that almost every team does, but you have to have sound rotations on the backside. And our third defender communication was huge tonight. The guy at the opposite elbow was calling it out, and then we were rotating to the shooters well, and then the guy getting out of it. Sometimes you rotate to the corner, or sometimes you rotate to a cut. And because we've played against a number of guys who play in the post here lately, I thought our guys were pretty used to that rotation tonight.
With the turnover number, did you just like the different look there of creating more havoc through those rotations?
I think the havoc, getting the ball out of a primetime player's hands is huge, and then coming up with a rebound or deflection. In the first half, we just kept giving up offensive rebounds. In the second half, I thought it frustrated them a little bit because they were only getting one opportunity.
Coach, the defensive success you had, how much of it was due to energy and how much of it was due to scheme?
That's a hard one to. I mean, I'd love to sit up here and wax about my coaching ability when it comes to schematics, but that's not the case. Our players bring it every day and they compete. That's one of our pillars. If you can't compete, you probably can't survive here. And I thought that's what you saw tonight, just 50-50 balls, deflections. Book, Torrey, and J.O. just flying around. D.A.'s block. I was screaming to him to stay with the guard, and he saw Chris needed help. Chris didn't foul, which was great, and D.A. came and blocked the shot. Like, that's not a scheme. That's just guys making plays.
Coach, another win down the stretch. Where do you think the team is as far as closing out at this point of the season?
I don't know. It's hard for me to gauge all of that because we've had, 24, 25 different starting lineups. I think we're going to be a work in progress, but I like the fact that we can win games while we progress, and I don't think you get a grade for that. I just like the fact that we were able to win what we would call an ugly game with our defense. I wouldn't give that a grade. It's just in the category of winning an ugly game.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you.